we live? The show starts! The show starts! Goodness! Oh.
What were we talking about a second ago? I forget.
Well, what is the new movie, the new 80s movie that you're starring in as the wacky best friend?
I just downloaded Lucas. It's like the 1983 movie with Charlie Sheen when he's like young. I've never seen it before.
Right.
I'm just now figuring it out, you know? But like basically there's a time between sleeping and waking, which are reruns of Degrassi. For me, like I just go back to Degrassi. People don't understand what it's like to like live inside, to be trapped in the Degrassi. I feel like we should make a movie about that. That, you know, like Pleasantville, but Degrassi.
Well, be cautious because Degrassi is like a major hypersigil. And basically, if you act in Degrassi, what happens to your character happens to you in real life. So be very cautious about how you script it. But don't get so lame that you just do Grant Morrison as well. I'm the superhero and I'm the best. Everything. You know, that like the end of the Invisibles. It gets a little lame because it's just like, okay, King Mob's the coolest, whatever. I get it. This is your magic.
Dude, I mean, the fact that Spike from the first season of Degrassi Junior High now directs Degrassi Next Generation, or whatever we're calling season 15 on Netflix, you know, of the new show, just shows, I mean, like, it just shows you how, what Degrassi is, man. It's the Truman Show mixed with Soviet mind control, where you raised your whole life as a spy. You live in this, you know, fake town. It's supposed to be America, but it's fake America. It's Canada, right? Like just nothing. It's so weird. It's so weird. But I think nationalism has happened more because of Degrassi than less. Like at a certain point, you start to realize like there's Emma's dad is fighting for the Canadians against Iraq, you know? And then that's such a Canadian thing to do.
To pretend to oppose a war, but really just have our military running material basically for the Americans. Yeah, pretty much.
DIA. What is it called again? Where you have a, you know, DEI? It should be like Degrassi Education Intelligence. DEI. I think that's the one.
That's right. But anyways, you're not allowed to watch Degrassi because you're American, so you need to pay tariffs every time you watch it.
I did though, because I had satellite to watch Noggin growing up, and that's how that was like a tax to watch Noggin was a tax.
Honestly, I think you should be forced to pay tariffs to watch it, and then you don't even get to watch it. In the end, it's just
have I shown you that? Hold on a second. You need to see something pretty quick. First off, while I'm getting this to show you, this is Efchat. You guys probably know about Efchat. This is the Efchat Xirtus Collins show where we do astrology.
Right.
You go to fchat.net. You go to fchat.net.
Scroll away.
What's happening? Oh, they're cursing.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, because Proke doesn't like Degrassi. You know what? Proke loves Degrassi. If he said F off Degrassi, it means he loves Degrassi. He's got a little maple leaf on his freaking. It's gone already. The point is, if you want to call in on this show, let me put the link right here. Is this one here? It's the StreamYard link. I'm gonna share it one more time at the very bottom here. Join the show. Do your astrology reading. Yeah, Proke. Is Proke the dude that we met last time, or is that a different Proke?
Yeah. Okay. He's been on.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, coming to you from the far north in Jupiter hour of Jupiter day. Venus is dominating. The vibes.
He says he's. Oh, I'm sorry.
Get on my AstroTurf.
Every time you talk, I seem to interrupt you. It's like a bad delay situation.
I need that. I need that in my life. I need to be interrupted.
Proke says he's a huge fan. Like, how big is he? Is he, you know, like 200, 300, 240, you'd say, pounds of fan?
You can only count one side of his body, though. You can only count the weight of one side of his body.
I'll be right back. You need to just take over for a second.
All right. How's everyone doing out there? How are we doing? What does it look like right now? What is the space weather looking like in general? Oh no. Is AstroSeek down again? Peter's been having a hard time, unfortunately. All right. Anyways, Yeah, we might not be able to use AstroSeek. What is this?
This is
bio corn syrup.
This is maple syrup from Canada, imported from Canada.
It's pretty watery. I think you need to distill that a little bit. But all right,
dude. This is
picking that up.
I mean, it looks pretty good. I gotta admit.
Watered down stuff over there, clearly.
It's 4 kilograms. Is it really? Does you think so? Maybe it's a little watery.
Pretty wet. Yeah, it's pretty wet.
So what's it supposed to look like? How thick do you want your maple, bro?
Viscous. You want to just watch it like drool out.
Well, that's kind of what this does. But yeah, it's a little. I can see. Proc over here at 240. Proc is 240. There you go. All right. But Proc, what do you say about my maple syrup? Like, is this a reasonable amount of maple syrup? 4 kilograms at a time of.
Well, it'll get you through the week. It'll get you through the week. As watered down as it is.
I don't have to impress you.
He's a cultured man. He's a man of the world.
Rude. Well, okay. So anybody who wants to have their astrology read, I should probably have shared the link in the think tank group because I think several people were.
I think I did.
You did? Okay.
I did. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. There's a couple people who said they were going to show up. We'll see.
Yeah, right. Not just dead air. We should just sit here in silence.
Well, I wanted to put up the chart for right now from AstroSeek, but it's not working, unfortunately. We're going to have to use another service, or I'll pop it into my program.
My God. Hey, Logan Grimes. What's up? Go here. Click on the link. We'll read your astrology with Canadian Lumberjack Zest. This guy actually works at a paper mill, so I think that counts.
Yeah, well, I already gave Logan Paul his Saturn return reading, and he never even paid me, so forget about it. I don't want that guy.
Son of a biscuit.
Yeah, he never even got back to me with how it went out. I went all through the effort of putting it online on my YouTube channel in order so that he could really get a heads up on what was going to happen, and he never even got back to me. It's a jerk. What a jerk.
This freaking guy. Disgusting.
Newsflash, Logan Paul's a jerk.
Logan Paul. How dare you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was trying here. Anybody? I gave you guys a chance. This is your Maine maple syrup is better. Is that true? Is maple syrup better from America?
Well, if I didn't have to pay duties and then not get the maple syrup, I'd order it and try it. But
he just said duty.
It's not worth ordering anything from the States anymore, fortunately.
No, yeah, it's terrible. I was thinking about flying through Oregon or New Hampshire just because of the sales tax. There's no sales tax in those states.
Okay, yeah.
So it feels like everyone should always do like a Black Friday holiday where they go to Portland or to Manchester in New Hampshire and buy everything cheaper. Because if you're gonna buy like a laptop or something, you'll save $100-$200 at least, right?
Yeah, for sure.
We've all done it. What now? All of you? That can't be true. I don't think.
Well, come on again then. Come on again.
True. You could ask questions about people that you love, people that you know. Ooh, Aaron. We should ask Aaron. Here. Come on and get your astrology read. Also, Sam. Did you get Jordan? Did you read Jordan's astrology?
I'm not sure.
Divulgence?
No, he's never been on.
Send him.
He's never been on. I did a stream with him though about like just basic astrology, just going around the zodiac. Which was a pretty cool video if you guys want to find that. It'll be hard to find because he didn't put it as Lumberjack astrology. So
the fool.
Very confused. Oh yeah, this is also the body positive Lumberjack astrology, realistic body goals. In case you noticed the the title card.
You got a little bigger this time.
Yeah, I've grown. I'm growing up. I
meant the thumbnail picture. I definitely wasn't insinuating anything about you.
I was.
Don't make me out to be a body shamer. I listen to Lizzo. I have several of her albums. I just want you to know. Okay. Well, how about in the meantime, do some weather reading. So
Well, yeah, I'll just.
April
It's
and
just like,
May. Tell us about it.
oh, wait. Oh, 1 second. I want to see if Astroseek is back up. No, okay, we're gonna have to go somewhere else.
Did I shave? Yes, I went into a government building. For some reason, I felt like I should shave, I guess. Hey, girl.
Hey.
It's Nicole Wordsmith. What's up?
Hey, how you doing? How you
Hey.
doing?
Good. I'm at work.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, naughty Anna.
Wait, I want to... Oh, it's vertical. I was thinking if I, like, soloed you, I could see around the office, but no.
This
Oh, well,
is
look at
my-
that. There's, like, a zigzagging kind of river or a road into the mountains.
Yeah, it was like my one piece of art that I bought for the desk. I was like, I don't know how long I'm going to stay here. I don't know how much I should invest. And then when like I lived here, or I worked here for like 3 years, and we moved offices, and I was like, fine, I'll buy something.
Yeah, I'm superstitious about it because I feel like the moment that I want to make something like like make my office space like my home, then I'm not going to work there anymore. Like I'll get fired or I'll quit or the business will go bankrupt or something will happen, So I'm very careful not to put too much art up in my place. But then, then it feels so barren, and you just want to like have some nice pictures of Quantum Leap.
I wish I would have decorated it more because you spend like 8 hours of your life every day at the office, and then I've just lived very barrenly since I've been here.
Well, it's an open canvas. Maybe you just need like a projector, some disco lights.
I have a little crazy horse right there. Can you see that?
That's cool. That is a crazy horse.
Yeah.
It's a cool horse.
It's a reflection of my mind.
So are we gonna do Astroseek?
No, it's down, but I got her chart up here.
You have it already? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
This guy's prepared. He's like a Boy Scout, but Canadian.
Yeah, but Anna is the most requested person to be on this show. People in the chat keep asking for you to be on, so this is very exciting. This is a fan.
Who wants to know how old I am?
Okay, good reminder. Let me just blot that all out. Good luck, people. I mean, unless you know something about the Jupiter-Saturn cycle, then it'll be pretty easy to figure out. But other than that, okay, give me 1 second.
Andreas, your hair's getting long.
Isn't that crazy? It's like I need to work on the whole, like it does this damn 1970s thing where it like flies out at the base there. I guess I need like one of these things that these women use. This thing. It's like a brush, hair. It's a brush for hair brush. I might get one of those. That's where I'm at. I'm thinking about it's like that or
a
scissors.
brush for hair.
I might need that or scissors. I don't know which one's the answer yet, but
I mean, I feel like you're a traitor now that you shaved your beard. But all right, whatever.
I do too. I did it because it felt like the right thing to do for like going into a government office. I was like, I'll show them that I can remove the hair from my body sometimes. And, we'll see how this goes. If they want, I could go further with it. But I don't know. All my friends have long hair. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about it, David does, Noah does. I have some bald friends. But, if they could, they'd grow their hair. So I felt like there was something to that,
Yeah, it's the hair's like the antenna to the ether, right?
Probably. I think so.
Yeah,
those.
I've heard it's a lie that that this is a story that might not be true, but I like the story that the Navajo trackers that were drafted to the American Army to be, trackers who had their hair cut, they lost like huge percentage of their tracking ability.
Well, we have to have that hair for a reason. We're not expending energy to constantly be growing hair for nothing.
It makes me feel
something weird about about the Bible, how it says women have to keep their hair covered in church too.
Dude.
I don't know what that's about, but it feels like there's got to be like some sort of reason behind it.
Well, many religions have this fear of female energy, right? Like of the power of the dark.
You should fear female energy. It is stressful.
Because most
dangerous.
religions are trying to organize around like a masculine structure, hierarchical structure, and the yin, the dark force of the feminine is harder to control, right? Like it's more unified, it's more collective, and harder to have like a pyramidal structure where the power comes down from the top. So I think a lot of those rules about women covering up their beauty and stuff has to do with that, about maintaining hierarchical power.
You don't think it's just like demons get stuck on the hair? Like hairdressers are notoriously crazy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like everyone knows hairdressers are crazy.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
I've heard it, like some people will like shave all their hair off if they want to go through like a renewal, right? Like as though like a lot of trauma is stored in the hair. So imagine a hairdresser, just all this shed trauma and demons in their shop all the time.
That's unfair, right? Those poor lives that they just
So
I knew a lot of gay hairdressers growing up. There's always like, I feel like I don't know. Sorry, go on to what you were saying, because I think I was going to take that to a mean place.
Oh dear. Do you want to pop up the start?
I'm thinking about it. I hope you're still drinking mineral water. It is mineral water. I know it looks like a coffee cup, but yeah, see, it's literally mineral water. That's all. I can't help myself. I drink mineral water.
Good stuff. So there it is. So how do we talk about this without boxing your age?
Outing me?
Yeah. Because
she's about my age, and she's got this similar birthday, so there's that.
Yeah.
I'm about Andreas's age plus a decade.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So there you go.
Nobody knows how old I am. I'm like thousands of years old. I just age well.
Me and Anna are the same age. We're the same age. So, you were born with the first Saturn-Jupiter conjunction in an air sign in like 800 years. No, she's not 800 years old. Don't misinterpret me.
Jesus Christ, son of a bitch.
But so this was a big deal. Like, and I was born under this as well, right? That whole year, our generation was the beginning of this age of air. Okay, and you had it. Your Libra rising. So you had Saturn and Jupiter together in the sky for the first time in Libra in about 800 years. I guess it would be more like 600 years because the end of that age. But and it's rising. So this is like profound. You're like a profound manifestation of this new age. Okay. Now you're also, of course, you're Aquarius. You're super Aquarius. But your sun's like, this is what I find interesting about you. Your sun's at the anaretic degree of Aquarius. So it's right at the end. So it's like anything at the end of a sign is like, I'm done with this sign, but and yet, so because you have Mercury there, Venus there, the south lunar node. Okay. And then, so you're very air. You're all air, right? I mean, at least what you put out into the world. It's all air. It's all communication. And so what Anna does, for anyone who doesn't know Anna Nicole Wordsmith, and you should follow her on X, follow her immediately. Turn the show off. Leave the show, go read her posts. Okay. What Anna does is links up. It's a lot of wordplay. It's a lot of sync work. That's all wordplay, right? Like it's etymological based, and also like you're really interesting in finding all these different connections between these words and things that sound like the words. That's
phonetics was like a huge part of like the matrix decoding. It's been a while. I've been slacking. But
you need to pause, and people need to catch up with what you're doing. They got to go through the archives. You actually, maybe you need to make an archive too, eh? Like maybe you need to actually set it up and like have like a more curated experience of like, okay, start here. This is what I mean. This is what I mean when I talk about the matrix.
I know. I started writing a book like late last year, and then I got so busy but I want to make a guide, like a guidebook of like how to decode your own matrix and like start with the basics. Right.
So like what I was saying about the anaretic degree of your sun is like, so that means that the sun, when you were born, had spent, a month in the sign of Aquarius. Okay. And it's done everything it's going to do in that sign that year. And so it's like any planet at the end of a sign is like tired. First off, it's exhausted, so that's like your solar energy is like, I'm sure you're probably exhausted decoding everything in your mind all day, just like every time you hear a word, you seem to have to go down these rabbit holes of like, well, this relates to that. But it's right next to Pisces, right? Which you do have Mars in Pisces. So it's like, it's interesting because what you do is very intellectual. It's very air-based. It's very, very like Saturn ruled Aquarius, like These are the rules. This is how these
Yeah.
things go together. And yet there's that spark of like intuition from Pisces, you know, like you're reaching out for that, but that's more the challenge for you to get there because you're not quite there yet. Other than, you know, your Mars. And that's all in your 5th house of creativity too, right? Yeah. So, but I want to go back to this Saturn Jupiter thing because the fact that it's rising makes it like, so it's all air. Like you're like a harbinger of the new age, you know? So
Such a
what's
harbinger, you.
I said harbinger, not harpy. Man, people keep misunderstanding me. I'm fed up. It's a wonderful person. Fed up of these aspersions. What's your message to the world? That's what I want to know.
My message
Yeah.
right now is like, come on, everybody, act right, be good, and maybe we can change this matrix from the inside out.
How Aquarian is that? How Aquarian is that? Because what a lot of people don't understand about Aquarius is it's Saturn ruled, and so it is rigid and like detailed and like structured. You know, it's not chaotic Uranian energy. It's what are the boundaries of reality? Okay, and it's like let's find that out and then let's expand it. Because in a lot of like traditional sources, Saturn in Aquarius is more powerful than Capricorn. We relate Saturn to Capricorn a lot more profoundly. Like we see Capricorn individuals as being more Saturnian, but actually Saturn is considered more powerful in Aquarius because it's about what are the new structures that are going to work for everybody. You know, it's more the energy of cut off what doesn't serve us anymore and what's new. And then, you know, in modern time that got sort of collated with Uranian energy, which is what's the shocking thing that's going to change everything, right? But that's not really what Aquarius is. It's more diligent. It's more rigorous about getting the facts together. And the fact that you have Saturn in its exalted sign, because Saturn exalts in Libra with Jupiter, so being supported by Jupiter, where Jupiter has a lot of power in any masculine sign, okay, and it's rising. So like you've got such potent energy ruling your whole chart, you know, like it's like you got success baked right into it. And then what's interesting is really what is the only changing energy. You've got water too, so you've got some potent water along with just pure air, and that's that you've got Mars in Pisces, which is, you know, Mars has some dignity in Pisces, but it's a little, it makes it a little hard to accomplish things. Like with your martial energy wanting to go out and do things, it's a little soft for Mars, right? Like it's a little cautious, you know, it's a little too concerned with the vibe of other people when Mars really wants to just go out there and do it. But then you've got that like fiery Leo moon inside. So ultimately it's like we only get to see the Aquarius and the Pisces overlay on you, right? With this Libra rising, it's all airy, but inside you're fiery. You know, like you're someone who's, if you get into your home and you're like accepted and in your world, that's where you're the star, right? Like when you're comfortable with people, you're the life of the party in your own.
Shit. Hey, I gotta take a call. Like, hold on.
All right.
Okay. We should just solo her while she's trying to talk.
No, we See, I got too deep. She faked that call. She didn't want to go that personal. Her Leo moon doesn't want to be seen by the outside world. But Leo moon people, like, often, unless their chart supports being really out there, really in the center of attention, they kind of like, there's this interesting thing about the moon in Leo where it's like they don't really want to be seen by the world, but they really want to be seen by those that they're close to. So it's like once you're in their inner sanctum, it's like they're the life of the party, right? They're the star once they're in their own home. Oh, we're jumping around here. Sink Tank All Stars episode. There we go. Linus.
Hey, bud. Good to see ya, bud. Did you see how much freaking maple syrup I have? And then he calls it like watered down. Like really wants to get in a fight with me, I swear.
I've got your chart as well. It's great to see you. I think I'm gonna come to Toronto in a while.
Yeah, we'd love to see you here.
You know what I think my plan is I want to go see Beethoven's Ninth Symphony.
Oh yeah.
If you're down for that. I think that's
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to punch Roberto Alomar in the face.
A lot of Jays fans do. We only have one Hall of Famer, and he's disgraced. So
why is he disgraced? I don't even know this story.
I don't want to retain the details or something, but he was like a serial creep, basically.
Ooh, nasty. That's awful because he is he's actually the title of a Rio Static song, so it's tragic to me that he's
Oh wow,
he's a
that makes sense.
yeah, they have a song called Alamar, which is like this Afro-Cuban type thing. I think they used to, what did they call it? Used to call it Afro-Atobican when they do that kind of like Afro rhythm stuff. Yeah, it was fun. It was like a fun song that would kind of pop up in the middle of Dope Fiends every once in a while, or odd places.
Neat.
Yeah, that's tragic.
Is Afro-Canadian like a genre?
No, Afro-Atobican. Afro-Atobican.
That's even more.
I don't know about a genre of music.
It is. There's like
There's gotta be
Static songs.
There has to be. It's the kind of music that they play on PBS, and that kind of like state-sponsored soul mixed with intellectual jazz, kind of some math rock in the back there. Like something that you could listen to in Degrassi episodes. That should be. It all comes back every time.
So how are you doing, Linus? I see you're on a tear about your Jaysomancy. It's getting intense. I'm not following, so I don't even know. You're tagging me and stuff. I'm like, I don't know how to respond to this.
Yeah, there's just it's a long off season, so there's a lot of built up, just a lot of built up energy to discharge all over the first few games. So
Indeed. So are we? Is it doxing you to say that Chaos Jaysomancy is your account, or did you create it to make it seem like there's more people in on what you're doing, that it's a community?
No. Honestly, I created that account because I wanted to be able to do baseball posting and follow some baseball stuff without my my feed being completely blown up and dominated by that.
Right. Because sometimes you're commenting on your own posts back and forth. And so I'm like, an alter ego? What's going on here?
Well, I kind of meant 20 years ago, I used to post with two different names. And I had I at times had some fairly amusing plans to get in a fight with myself somewhere. And I never really pulled the trigger on that. I kind of chickened out from that.
I've done that.
So I've been dipping my toe in that a little bit. It's like, on the one hand, like no one's reading me or doesn't necessarily respond or know.
I read all your Substacks.
I'm my own best critic, So like I got to show up to be like, take the piss out of myself,
Beautiful. So what we're kind of referencing here is Brian has developed a system of divination using the Toronto Blue Jays baseball team.
Yeah.
Okay. And so
noticed.
as part of that, can you pop up? Hey, Andreas, can you pop up? What's the name of your YouTube channel? You guys have to see his like Twin Peaks sync video about the Blue Jays.
Right.
You have to understand the Blue Jays are so the Sky Dome where they play is your temple, correct? Is that correct?
It's it follows from the idea that every baseball stadium is a Masonic temple of sorts.
Right.
It's got the two pillars, right? Those foul poles.
I never connected that. Oh my goodness.
And it's a very, it's famously kind of 33 coded game. Lots of threes, 3-3-9, all that. It's very 1, 2, 3 knocks on the door and you're a master mason,
right. 18 3 3 6, the numbering numerology, baseball numerology is really impressive. If you ever just dropped acid for a week, watched nothing but the Ken Burns baseball documentary, then you start to realize what baseball really is.
I'm sorry, but Ken Burns is still canceled in my world.
I've never seen that documentary.
You need to see it. You need to see
it.
No,
he's canceled. I saw that jazz documentary. I saw that final episode and what he said about Miles Davis. Canceled. He's canceled.
Well, you don't watch the Ken Burns jazz documentary. You watch the Martin Scorsese's blues documentary. Like you're doing it wrong. But
what did Martin Scorsese say about Miles' Fusion Era? What did he say?
It's a little Jewish sounding for him. I forget.
No, that's John Zorn's fusion music. You got it mixed up. You got all
that's the
your
line from American Psycho, where like Huey Lewis is too black sounding or something. But you were trying to say something. I'm sorry, Linus. I was trying to find your YouTube channel, and you don't have it easily posted because you're a bad friend and you don't want people to know where to find your work.
No, he's
yes. Okay, I will.
Remind
what am I saying? I will message the link to the Twin Peaks baseball video just now, or I'll put it in the chat, I guess.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Speaking of this, this idea, this sounds like maybe a joke, but that I have invented. I have repurposed the Toronto Blue Jays as my own personal divination system. I was just there yesterday at the temple, at the Dome, weekday afternoons. I mean, going to the World Series really does a number on ticket prices, so it's going to be weekday afternoons for me pretty much this week, where the 10,000 children shriek every time anyone puts the ball in the air at all. Lots of fun. Anyway, so I was just there yesterday, and it worked. I did the thing, and it worked perfectly. This is basically an example of like I kind of go in with a question where I'm like, okay, like Blue Jays or today's game. I'm basically asking the building itself. It's like that's where the energy's been charging up for 30 years.
Yeah, but whoa! You charge your energy first by touching the phallus. You go to the phallus, and then you go to the womb of the sky dome.
Yeah,
so you impregnate the sky dome with your own consciousness.
The pretense is that I'm asking the CN Tower to ask the Blue Jays for me.
Yes.
Or to use the
I've done this. I've done this ritual twice.
Yeah. Or to use the Blue Jays to enact the numerology that will answer your questions, right?
Sometimes the numerology. Often I'm really interested in like why I really like it. How I got into it is because I basically got into a rabbit hole or into the wilderness of mirrors or chapel perilous of not knowing what's real or not on screen. And if someone on TV says something that's a big coincidence, I'm never going to know. Like if I get the bug in my brain that it might not have been a coincidence, there's no way to get it out. But with these things, if I'm like, if I assign if I say it's going to be meaningful, if like a ball hits the foul pole, that can't be done on purpose. That can't be faked for my sake. Leaving aside the question of whether anyone would fake anything for my sake, just as a mental health ecology thing. So it's like these like physics results that are pure chance. Only the baseball gods could possibly intelligently design these things.
Is Canadian baseball the same as American baseball? Like the same? Because your football's all weird, right? You guys have like, because you use like metric meters instead of yards, and your ball's like a rugby ball. I mean, there's.
I prefer the CFL rules, honestly. 3 downs, it puts a whole different pressure on everybody, and you got a nice wide field. It's great.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But the thing is, what's been on my mind lately is. I had a without getting into it, I had a ridiculous sync hurricane many years ago with the Colbert Report. But then I, stopped. I don't keep up with TV. I would just see his new show occasionally if I happen to be around a TV. But because when I heard he's going off the air, that show's going to be done in May.
And now he's writing the new Lord of the
even just for kind of last chance to play this game again, or just as an experiment to see what happens, I decided to like fire up the old crazy making game that I played long ago, where I would basically post an open letter to Colbert and then watch his show as if he might respond to it, which with. Trust me, full presumption that it's all sync and unconscious. But the point is that that worked way too well long ago, and then put that behind me. But so lately I was like, well, I'll just try to see if I can fire that up again, like see if it works, and it worked really well. And then it kind of like kept working to the like where I'm just like I watch an episode of his show, and then it's like there's a couple of things in there that feel like, yeah, that's like perfectly pitched to resonate with what's going on in my mind. Like the old thing works. This guy is still a really great synchronicity lightning rod. This is wonderful. But, you know, it raises the question, because it's technically possible. Again, I am not trying to claim there's any real reason why this would be the case, but just because it's technically possible that him or one of his writers actually read something I wrote, then, you know, I would want to bracket out the possibility, like, because I'm trying to study synchronicity, you know, and the effects of that. And so if someone's polluting the results with a deliberate response, I can't have that. So so I went and so that's what's been on my mind lately. Like, wow, this experiment has worked. I mean, I expected it to work, but it's almost predictably working way better than I expected. I'm once again in the point where I'm like, is it really impossible that I'm like, no. So I asked the Jaysomancy system, like, is this guy responding to me? Like, I don't think he is, right? Like, but just is he? Like, and obviously, you know, that would be a spectacular fact if it was the case. And I would assume, and I wouldn't take any less than a spectacular response from my divination system, but there's a perfect, you know, kind of ready-made symbolic response, which would indicate that, which would be someone's batted foul ball coming right to my seat and I catch it. That would be like, I'd be like, oh shit, they did aim it at me because they just aimed it at me.
Yeah.
So I was like, if that was if that spectacular thing happens, I'll take that as a yes. But you got to set the bar super high. Can't have an accidental positive. No false positives can be tolerated.
I was gonna joke about that, like you got hit in the face with the ball. But is this where the story's leading?
Really? Wait, no. I have one question. So going in this time specifically, or any time, was it only I catch that foul ball, or did you have foul ball or foul post shot? Like,
well, I was not to get into it now, but I set up a whole thing about like whoever's going to hit the foul pole first and what that will mean. And I was obviously would have loved to have seen that happen, but I wouldn't have taken that as being directly relevant to this question. But then, so it was funny, like right near the beginning, like first inning anyway, right near the beginning of this thing, I'm up in the upper deck, of course, you know, I'm don't have the budget for, I like it up there, front rows of the upper deck. And so basically I'm not out of the range of foul balls. They just don't get up there that often. Really early on, someone hits a foul ball that was it was very noticeable that it was like directly toward me, but like under, you know, into the lower decks. Someone hit, but I was like, oh, that one was perfectly in my direction. Like that's okay. That's something. And then that happened another 3 times in like the first half of the game, which is like that where they were all like, wow, that's like, once again, you hit it right just a little higher. Come on, we'll just get some more lift on it. And so basically,
how I would interpret that at that moment, using like a divination system, it would be like, okay, it's not Colbert who's reading my stuff, but one of his writers. You know what I mean? It's not the direct hit, but it's that's how I would be interpreting.
I would say that I would put it a little less than that. Right. Maybe if it came up and like bounced off the facing of our upper deck or something. But to me, I took that more as like, just the fact, like, I mean, happening once is no big deal. That happens sometimes. People hit foul balls, whatever. They hit lots of foul balls. But it happened like 4 times that it was really like directly underneath me. And so how I took that was basically like, no, none of those balls were aimed at you, but also no, you're not hallucinating that a whole lot of those balls came in exactly your direction if you are thinking of it in a 2D way. If you take away the Z-axis, then yes, you're right. Right between the eyes. You did get hit right between the eyes on only an XY thing. But as soon as you introduce the Z-axis, then it's like, no, that was aimed at someone with more expensive seats than you, and you just happen to be behind them, you know? Like no, the actual sniper writer was aiming for a guy who's much closer to the stage than you. You just got splattered with his blood because you're directly behind him.
Because you're the profane, but there's actually like a true esoteric Jaysomancy like cult in Toronto. They're actually doing it, and you're sensing it from the outside.
Yeah, or it's like in curling, it would be like a run back where you hit this rock, which then goes and hits the other rock.
Right.
God.
Listen,
It's like,
No, I'm the
Jaysomancy
second
cult.
rock.
Initiate Brian. Bring him in. He's your man. Trust me.
Which
You need to
cult?
trust me. The Jaysomancy cult that exists in Toronto. You need to bring him in. Their headquarters are underneath. No. They don't know. That would pollute it, right? That would be a conspiracy. We're not conspiracy theory. Okay?
Well, the ultimate goal is to get hired by the team as the team astrologer. Or I say team astrologer to call. I don't know astrology. I see team astrologer to make it sound like John D. But like the team shaman or something, or the team witch doctor. Like even if it's just as a joke, that's the ultimate goal. If I can stack enough coincidences to just be like, look, you wouldn't. What do you have to lose by paying me like a minimal amount of money to write advice reports for you guys to ignore? You should just do that for luck's sake.
Yes. And like, listen, in terms of sync work, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's all spirit contact. It's all spirits that are arranging things from outside our realm, and you can contact specific spirits by sync, and basically any magician will tell you that they know it's working when the syncs start happening, That's part of it. And like sympathetic magic is sync work. It's like let's find the metaphors that make this work, and we're gonna like enact all these things that represent the heavens or the gods or whatever they're trying to contact, right? And so whatever you put your attention on, if you're open enough to it, there's going to be syncs. Like it doesn't matter what it is, it's just what is your emotion, what are your emotions attached to, what is your intellect attached to, and then there are these entities out there who will start communicating with you through it. And sometimes you can know exactly what entities it is, right? And so now the important thing, if you want to pop up his chart, okay, because now again, there's a theme to this episode. This is 19.
Sorry, I'm just realizing I forgot to put that link in the chat, like I said I was going to do.
What
there
link?
We go. The link to the,
I didn't want to be rude.
Baseball one.
So we got
God, right? Yeah.
So we had Anna.
Here's that link we never got to share with anybody.
Oh yeah, right.
Ruins of the Mythic Government, right here. You might never see another one of these videos again, so you better kid him while you can.
The ritual where he throws the rocks at bottles is explicitly framed as a baseball ritual because of the distance they mark out. It's a pitching ritual, right. But also it's just funny coincidence or not that in that scene when he shows the lineup of suspects they're gonna pitch questions about, he says, today we're going to concentrate on the Jays.
Mm-hmm.
So is that a coincidence with the baseball framing? I don't know.
And well, I mean, when we went to see, one of the times I went to the temple, I think the first time, it was Mark Frost's nephew pitching.
Yeah.
And what were we taunting him with?
The fouls are not what they seem, Lucas. Like, yeah,
that was one of them. But the one it was Bob's your uncle.
yeah, Bob's your uncle. Yeah. Because
the Blue Jay. Obviously, I should just harp on it. If you go back and watch it, I think you bring up Aleister Crowley and Blavatsky. But like the Blue Jay is the book that Madame Blavatsky wrote that talks about the introduction of the blue color. That before, how we couldn't see blue before, is this theory that was it Homer's Odyssey refers to the sea as being the color of wine and the sky the color of honey.
Right.
And the Egyptian blue is a kind of green, and that we might have
interesting,
which correlates to the theory, the electric universe theory, that like Saturn used to be our sun, and that everything was a completely different color. And
actually, the sky was full of colors. Blue is blocking out. If you pull up the color scale, the par density, whatever. How do you do this? Nanometer.
Cyanometer.
Yeah, there you go. Something like that. This guy right here. So when you'll notice that blue is actually a rather large chunk of here from the ultraviolet into blue is a blue frequency. And if you think about how small yellow is, or how small, even green is compared to blue is a much larger amount of up into ultraviolet. You don't observe ultraviolet, and so you see it as blue, or you see it into infrared. So blue is replacing a big chunk of color that's been removed from your vision. And so we were blinded by blue. Blue is replacing all the beautiful colors of the sky that we would see. And so when they say, why is the sky blue, right? So the Blue Jays, and there's another thing, right? Like their ability to like mimic humans and to mimic hawks and to mimic different animals, right? That there's like some mimicry thing, but they're associated with like the throat chakra, and some other things, right? They're like, and there's other like Native Americans think of the Blue Jays, or certain tribes do, as a guardian for like the goddess or the grandmother energy, which I think would be associated with like Isis or Astarte having like the owl or something in the, in the ancient world, but the Blue Jay is something in the West. So I don't know. There's some interesting things just about like Blue Jays generally, but just the Blavatsky story Blue Jay is the inspiration.
I didn't know about that, which I feel like I really should have.
The Wizard of Oz is based on, in some ways, Blavatsky's Blue Jay.
What?
So because like
David Lynch, the film that David Lynch is most obsessed with referencing is based on something called Blue Jay.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. This would be good to have this conversation even more with David Plakes.
Good night, everyone.
I said, damn, we lost him.
He's got to go research it. Yeah. Okay, but they're spirit birds. Okay, so
there better be a Substack post about this, Brian. I'm waiting for that. Check out.
Okay, but I do want to mention, actually, it's a little bit weird. It's quite unexpected that Mark Frost's nephew, who is major league pitcher, and when I recorded a conversation with Crypto K Alex last year, I was getting ready to go see him pitch the next day for the Red Sox. He didn't get signed this offseason, which is strange. The season started without him. No one signed him. As far as I know, like, he's still a good pitcher. He might be injury prone or something, but I was actually like, okay, Jays have lots of starting pitchers, but like, I would love to have that guy as a Blue Jay. Any chance we sign him? And apparently nobody did, and I don't know why. So there's something. Maybe he's got. Maybe it was me. It was me. I blew his cover as having this weird synchronicity problem, and no one wants that problem.
Or maybe the gods of baseball want to avert like a nuclear war right now, and so they don't want the connection of him pitching a ball with Mark Frost's Twin Peak universe. They had to like see where I'm going with that. Anyways,
you never know. I like to, I have to, or like to, or am honestly when I present it as a kind of a joke, but I don't know. Maybe the friggin' Masons that invented this game still take it very seriously. I have no idea.
Oh, of course they do. And baseball is not just Masonic, it's Kabbalistic, right? Which you could, even more specifically, it is a Masonic sport on every level.
David Charles Plate just joined.
God, I wish. I freaking wish.
You say Kabbalah and he's...
Yeah. Every time I say it, I wish I could, because it's like a phone a friend. I want to just put him in.
It's become like a sort of a common knowledge sort of conspiracy slop talking point that baseball is Masonic or something. But what I find interesting is that when Crowley wrote about it, he wrote about it as Hindu symbolism. And there's definitely something about like the infield being the solar system and the overall field being like the visible universe. And so then like a home run is when you manage to sort of like escape the universe entirely. Karma. You put it right out of play.
You go through an entire Dharma wheel. Yeah, a Dharma chakra. Did you watch Young Indiana Jones?
Oh my God.
Okay, so in Young Indiana Jones, he goes to India to meet the Theosophical Society when Henry Jones is 10 years old, and he meets Krishnamurti. And Krishnamurti and the Indian kids all want to play cricket, and he teaches them baseball. And it's such an important aspect of it is that Indiana Jones teaches Krishnamurti baseball, and they play baseball.
I gotta check that out for sure.
You do. It's important. Okay. And
I swear to God, this is still an astrology show.
Gotcha. And this is not like a
start back up there.
This is like a Dharma chakra in a way, because it's a circle.
Just rebrand this as a Think Tank episode, and we'll get through it.
So I've got an extreme shift here, if you know what that means in baseball. We got a pull hitter at the plate, and I put every single fielder over on the left-hand side because there's no way he's going to hit it to the other side. So we're looking at the shift.
No, you got everything in your back catcher. You have
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
the backpatcher protecting home. That's your chart. Okay.
Nice.
So again, we had Anna Nicole.
I mean, you got a splitter in Libra, but
no, that's
sorry.
home plate, man. That's home plate. Libra is his home plate. That's where the IC is. That's what everything is all.
It looks like it's coming right at him. But
Like,
okay.
Well, okay. So again, we had Anna, we got me, and now we got Linus. Okay. So all of us were born under that Saturn Jupiter conjunction at different phases of it. Okay. Oh my. Whoa. Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. Okay. Because Anna was born in Aquarius. I was born in Gemini. Linus was born in Libra. We have the triplicity of air. And this is all about the beginning of the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in air signs. Okay.
Nice.
Now, she had it on her ascendant, so it's projected out. You have it on your IC. It's inward. It's as deep as it can get. Okay.
Ooh.
Now, the fact that your chart is so profoundly below the horizon, like that day, like you were born in the middle of the night, right? Like pretty much at midnight almost.
Yeah.
There were no planets in the sky. You know,
Yeah.
you'd see the stars, but it's empty because everything is inward. You know, and what I love is that we've let you, explain some of your systems, and we've done some freewheeling sync with you. And part of your challenge is that, like, how hard it is for you to get people to understand what you're saying. You know, that you're on some other level, which is an interior level, right? Like syncing so hard from your apartment watching Colbert Report that, like, how do you put that out into the world? It's not easy because your ascendant is Cancer, right? And so it's this caring, loving energy that you have, which is palpable, for people who know you, right? But that is a cautious energy. Cancer is a cautious energy. So it's hard for you to put something out. Like this amazing Substack that you wrote, the first one, I think it's the first one, right? This epic story about how you had this amazing, I don't know, can I spoil the ending of it?
Sure.
Yeah, you guys have to read this. It's such an amazing journey. It's interesting on like a personal level, right? Just as human interest, even if some of the sync stuff seems weird to you, but you're commissioned to write this article that you're gonna get published, and so it's this huge deal. And he's writing about the new. Not to get too far off stream, but what is the exact numbers? I'm spacing
19.47, often rounded up to 19.5, or just 195.
Right,
195 also being a hit.
Which, given we had an April Fool's Day hoax of like a rocket launch yesterday, so that like they launched their rockets at that angle or something like that.
Oh, it's all about this Richard Hoagland Face on Mars guy ended up getting deep into a theory that this number was very important to NASA because it kept coming up in Apollo missions and since.
Right. And so you're just obsessing with this, writing this article, and you're like in the home stretch and you have to finish it, right? And you're like working to finish this article. And then you realize that you're living at 195 and it breaks your brain and you're just like, I can't do the article.
Well, yeah, that just like the thing, it's like the first shall be last. Like the thing that you usually notice first about like, oh, wow, and it's a sync because that's my address. I somehow didn't let myself notice that hit until like the day before my deadline. And then I was just so like, how and why did my brain do that to itself? Was too distracting for me to finish what I was writing.
Which is amazing. But now, like 2 decades later or whatever, we get this amazing article about that story, which I don't think that story's done. Like there's more to be said about it. It's fascinating. And so what I'm trying to get to is that like you, because of your Cancer rising, which is moon ruled and cautious, I mean, it's hard for you to put your stuff out. You have all this material in your head that you've experienced, and then you're writing these articles. And when you're writing them, you're going off on these tangents, but you're like, it's too much to say. And then you start hiding things and keeping things close to your chest. It's cautious energy, right? Now, what's interesting about Libra, and you have this monster Libra stellium, like it's quite impressive. What's interesting about Libra is it's known as this peace bringing sign, right? Like it wants the harmony, it wants to balance the scales, right? But when Libra, when you get really close to a Libra person, especially a really intelligent one, and generally Libra is an intelligent sign to begin with, part of what they do, part of how you balance the scales is if one side is not being heard, Libra will like siphon that Aries energy, which is the polar opposite, right? Libra versus Aries will become very Arian in like going, no, you need to understand this part of this thing. And if, I mean, you have a different name on Facebook. That's where you did a lot of this stuff, where you were really, I don't see it much anymore, but for a long time, you post a lot of very political stuff, and it's polarizing in a way. And yet the way you do it, you always have people interacting with you in like a communal sense from the opposite side. Like you do this amazing Libra thing where you bring up the thing that you're not supposed to say and the idea you're not supposed to have, and yet in a way that people can interact with it. And that's Libra at its best. That's Libra at its best. Yeah, and you have that. And again, your moon is at that anaretic degree. Like we were talking about with Anna, her sun. So you and Anna have a perfect trine between your sun and your moon, which is pretty cool. Nice. Andreas, book them together. Get them on Sync Tank together.
Book them.
Book them, Dano.
Book them, Dano.
So your moon, your inner emotional world is like fed up. It's done, right? Like you're someone who like inwardly, it's easy to give up on life. It's easy to give up on everything because that's where your moon is. You know, it's this difficult energy of like, how will we ever find balance? It's impossible. You know, it's ready to just move on to the next thing. And it rules your ascendant, right? And so, I mean, that's difficult. And like we all, the three of us, have Pluto in Libra. And so we're from a generation where it's easier for us to see that power is always corrupted. And there's a feeling of like, what's the point? So we're born at the beginning of this grand new age of Jupiter and Saturn and air signs and all the ideas. And by the way, sync work is profoundly air. It's an air. It's intellectual. It's about like seeing all the different ideas and piecing them together. Right. It's this air thing. Sync work is it's an art of this new era that we're in. You know, it's a profound art of the age going forward and understanding it on a more intellectual level. And using it, figuring out ways to make it a divinatory system, which is what I'm fascinated with. And I'm planning on doing a series of, I want to do a podcast about divination in general, you know, and talk to different people who all the different. So obviously, you know, I'll have you on when I get it figured out how to actually put a podcast out properly. So you have Pluto there afflicting your moon, and Pluto with the moon, although yours is a conjunction and mine is an opposition. The conjunction's a little easier because you're able to work with it on a more, you know, but Pluto moon is a lot of like ability of going to worst case scenarios in the mind, you know, like looking at the worst thing that could happen when you're thinking about an event instead of being able to be, you know, more free flowing and optimistic and you know, living in the moment.
That has literally been like a very important sanity saving procedure for me, and a major way that I organize my thoughts and get a grip on them is, you know, it's like, well, what if I turn the dial all the way up? It's like, what is the most it could be like that possibly, and try to find that spot and, you know, be, I don't know what verb I'm looking for to like be settled with that, and then see all the other more likely possibilities from the point of view of the most extreme possibility.
That's specifically what Pluto does. It makes very small things extremely large and very large things extremely small. You know, it has this function, you know, because it's this tiny little ice dot that we can't even see that has this massive effect on natal charts. So yeah, you're explaining it perfectly. But you know, the superpower of that is that your people with Pluto moon connections are more able to rise to the occasion when there's a crisis, because you've spent so much of your life living in an imaginary crisis. So when something bad actually happens, that's when like Pluto moon people are like chill. They're like, okay, well, we have to do this and this, and other people are freaking out because they're living in a Disney fantasy realm where nothing bad ever happens, right?
Right.
Yeah.
everybody's screaming, and I'm like just calmly getting my oxygen thing down and getting the life vest out from under the sea. This is all right.
You know, another thing about your chart that I know about you and I've seen is so you have Saturn exalted in Libra, right? And Jupiter's there. So it's like really it's like our Saturns are powerful. Like they're being supported by Jupiter. They're just like Anna. And you've got all this other stuff in that sign, but so what Saturn rules in your chart is the 7th house of other people, you know, and then the 8th house of their resources. And so like what your luck is in life and what your power is finding the right people to support you in various ways, you know, and I've seen that you've been able to draw great people who will get you, despite the fact that you have this chart that makes it extremely difficult for you to be understood. You keep finding those people, you know, and that's the gift of your chart.
Yep.
Truly.
I'm a lucky man.
yeah, man. I mean, I don't want to. There's other things I could say, but I'm, you know, trying to be cautious about how much do you want to reveal about yourself and whatever. Yeah. Like I talked to Bob.
Yeah, he told me that. He said it was he had a really good conversation with you.
Yeah, it was fascinating, and there was like crazy sync work. Bjorn, who has been on this show, okay, asked for my address. And he's like, I gotta send you something. I didn't know what it was. The day I talked to Bob Dobbs about Zappa and a bunch of stuff that he wasn't aware of, and, you know, syncing from there, I get in the mail from Bjorn Freeberg from Germany this amazing book of like, it's like from 1977, this German guy translated all the lyrics of Frank Zappa's released work in German. So it's like English on one page, German on the other. And then Frank was like, oh, this is great, but I need to make corrections. And so he hand crossed stuff out and made all these additions and stuff. And then they just printed his handwriting over top of his manuscript. And so I got that the day I talked to Bob, which was like,
beautiful.
Whoa, that's crazy. Yeah. I mean, he said something interesting. He's like, I'm so glad that Linus doesn't have to have a job because there's so much he's doing.
Yeah, and I just it was a bit of a rush job because I wanted you know, I had like the full moon, and last night we were on the web call with Bob, and it was the full moon peaking, and so I was writing a thing that I really wanted to publish just ahead of the peak of the full moon, and then like be able to present to the folks. So I just published a new Substack all about the like, is that a reference to the Subgenius Bob or this other Bob, which has loomed in my, you know, it would have been remarkable if it was 2 or 3 times, but it's like many times. So I wrote something about that, which is like a little bit, still needs a bit more polishing and maybe a couple other paragraphs here and there, but it's like basically the sort of like 0.93 draft is up there. That I just published last night. So, and yeah, like Bob seemed to be happy that I'm doing that work rather than, you know, accomplishing a whole lot of whatever it is someone would be paying me for.
Yeah. I asked Bob to come on the show, and he said he doesn't know if I'm CIA or not yet, so he's not sure he wants to reveal real information. But
you're clearly our CMP. I can tell. It's the way you look at horses every time you like size them up.
So what I gotta really tell you though is so what we're going through is like the midlife crisis transit stuff. I'm done. I'm officially out of it, man. My Saturn has moved past the opposition. My Uranus has moved past the opposition.
Your Saturn is
I didn't quit my job. What's that?
Your Saturn's past its prime. That's
yeah.
That's a wrap on Noah's midlife crisis.
Oh man!
I didn't buy a Corvette. I didn't date a teenager. I'm all good.
Yeah.
So, but okay. So I'm done. But you and Anna, it's coming for you guys, just based on the movement, the retrograde, the geocentric calculations and stuff. So that's coming for you, right? Basically, your Uranus opposition is, I think it's at its peak right now. 1 second. Where Uranus is at, it's past its peak. So you're basically, so the Uranus opposition is the shocking change. There's other stuff, the Pluto square, the Neptune square, and everything, of like the sadness of what didn't happen in your life. That's a prelude. And then you get to the Uranus opposition, and that's the shocking thing of like, I need a change. Something has to change. And, you know, that's where people do really impulsive, crazy things. Some people will get their Saturn opposition around the same time. You're going to get it after. And the Saturn opposition is the real midlife crisis of like, what have I done in my life? What's stable? What's structured? What's not structured? How do I move forward into the second half? Right. And so that's coming up for you. Now, it's powerful because we're about to get this giant, insane stellium in Aries. And you have a less insane stellium, pretty potent though, in Libra. It's opposed, right? And it's all in your midheaven. Now, Saturn mounting the midheaven of someone's chart is like the peak of their status. That's where we get to see the results of what someone's done in their life. And I mean, you get 3 in a full life, basically. And often the first one, you're just a child. So it's like a lot of that is like when it happens when you're a child, it's kind of like what your parents do. You maybe it plays out in your parents' lives, or maybe it's like you're like a child prodigy, but you can't capitalize on it, right? Like it's, or like a lot of like child actors will have Saturn on their midheaven when they're kids. Anyways, separate thing. But when you get it in your midlife, this is like, what have you built? You know, what have you done? And so that's happening for you next year, this year, next year. Okay. But it's going to be difficult because there's just a ton of stuff piling up in Aries. Okay. And Aries is a difficult place for Saturn to begin with. It's in its fall. So right now you should be focusing on putting out your work, putting out everything you've done. You know, this is your time in your life to make it known, to be bold, you know, to put it out there. This is where you're at now. This is where you're at now. And Jupiter,
good thing I have been lately.
Yeah,
because
You should make
if I
some
had
blue
to,
jay
you know,
posters.
take your advice and just panic start doing that right now, I would.
you've been doing it. But also, hey man, like Jupiter has stationed direct now, and it's going to move past your ascendant. When is the exact? Just let me. Actually, I'll do it this way. I want to find the exact date. So there's like this real power that you can use in order to put yourself out in the world. You know, that's coming up in a month or two.
Okay.
Just let me find out. Yeah. Oh, it's sooner than that. Work with this. Work with. So you're at 19. Yeah, 19. So coming up, beginning of May. Okay.
Perfect.
Like first week of May, release something. You got a month. You know, that'll be seen. That'll be seen.
Okay.
And you need to be seen.
And yeah, you should go to Blue Jay games and sell occult Blue Jay shirts. Like they should look.
True.
Yeah. That would be a good idea.
Do you have like visual artistic skills? I've never known that about you.
A little bit. I mean, I used to. I had like a on and off hobby that I haven't played with in a while, but it was one of the things I got into when lockdown.
Taxidermy of squirrels, or
just drawing on graph paper, drawing symmetrical designs on graph paper.
Okay, yes, because Libra is very much about aesthetics, right? That is a Venus ruled sign, and Venus and Libra love symmetry. It's all about symmetry. I mean, for like planetary magic, if you're working with Venus, everything has to be symmetrical, and even its retrograde cycle is the perfect pentagram. Like so, but you know, for your chart, your Venus is in detriment in Scorpio. So this giant stellium you have is ruled by a planet that's having a hard time. So it's an interesting thing, right? Like, again, it sort of goes to saying that you have all this power and these abilities, but, you know, it's always very much hindered and difficult. And, you know, Venus and Scorpio can get really caught up on past feelings and past emotions,
right?
Ruminations of like heartbreak and whatever. You get it. Sorry,
I'm gonna just drop in the right, because I'm not in the chat on this.
There's a private chat.
I'm gonna message you.
Okay.
You know, a couple examples of the drawings I was talking about.
Where? On which?
On your FB Messenger.
Okay.
Send me pictures.
Okay, I'll do that too.
Yeah, send it to Andreas. He's better at popping things up. I'm clunky.
All right, will do.
I'm clunky.
Okay, you said you were talking about. I think it was my like Uranus return or
Well,
something
opposition.
related to the midlife, but that you were looked it up and you're like, oh, that's past actually.
Well, just now, like it would have been active for the past 2 years, a year and a half.
Oh, 2 years.
It would have been really active about a month or 2 ago.
Perfect, because that was when I really, like you were saying, that story about when I was trying to write about the 195 syncs and then fucked myself up. Basically, I rug pulled myself. That happened in 2008, and then I kind of gave up the idea of trying to write it after I missed my deadline. So then that was always in the back of my head. And so it wasn't until it was a couple of years ago that I was like, God damn it, I can't just keep like having that in the back of my head. I got to put that story out there. Even if it's 15 years late, I got to put it out there. So I did that. But then once I got that out, I was like, what a relief. And I didn't really have a strong motive to keep going, although I knew that I had also written it so that it was sort of a path into other paths. But then it was just a month and a half ago, or it was 2 months ago, that I really like a fire was lit under my ass to like, I gotta keep writing these stories and not just one more and then be satisfied again. I gotta start getting those stories out there, and I gotta keep working on this. So it was like pretty much exactly the time frame we're talking about that I suddenly felt like I can't, what have I done? I've aesthetically enjoyed all these syncs and everything that's happened interiorly for so long, but what have I put out there? Like very little. And it's very, it's difficult to, if someone says like, okay, tell me the story, I'll be like, how much time do you have? Like, how many days do you have? Because really, like, laying out all the context, like when I'm trying to do it off the top of my head, can take a long time. So, this idea of just putting things out there so I can say, like, if you want to have some notion of what my contexts are for how I see the present, like, here's a few of the building blocks. So just to know that those are out there that some more of those are out there has been very, good for me, and I feel like the time frame that you just mentioned really works.
Yeah,
for framing it as a midlife crisis thing.
And that was 2008. You said? Do you know around what time of year?
It was the middle of the deadline for the thing I was trying to write was July 15th. So that was when I had my climactic encounter with the thing I should have noticed first that I instead noticed last.
That was your progressed moon was conjunct Pluto on actually July 8th would be the exact, but so the week leading into it, you had like a really difficult progression going on. And that leads into like the beginning of the next year was your progressed lunar return, which is often people have to change homes. They have to like, their whole life gets kind of upended usually during progressed lunar return. And then that leads into your Saturn return, which would have been like 2010. The first hit was like November 2010. And then after that would have been like the whole spring, summer of 2011.
Wow. Well, my whole living situation thing did get upended in the early 2010. So it wasn't long after when you're saying.
Yeah. And so like when you go back to 2010, 2011, those issues are coming to a head. What happened then is coming to a head with your Saturn opposition.
Ooh.
Coming up. Yeah. A year from now.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah. That's something to really dig into. And if there's anything you can do leading into it to responsibilities that need to be taken, now's the time, which will lessen the harshness of that Saturn opposition.
Okay.
Weird.
Sorry, I'm going to send those pictures, and then
I was wondering. I didn't want to be rude, but
turn my eyes back to the
freaking Canadians.
Just a handful of the ones that were easily accessible in my favorites there. But
are you gonna send on X or on Facebook? You're doing the FB
on FB Messenger.
All right. I'll go. For some reason, Messenger app only works on the phone now. The app on the computer has been disbanded.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I have to actually use the website directly. But hey, you know what? I'm open to MySpace, and I'm waiting. And also, just Nicole Wordsmith returned. So when we're done with this, we'll go back and we'll finish her thing before the end. So,
Do you got any more questions or anything, Linus?
I'm a little.
What's
I'm
your
a little
favorite blue
dazzled
jay?
by what's already been said, honestly.
Yeah.
If I had a specific question, I think I'm forgetting it.
What should he do for the next 90 days?
Well, you gotta put your stuff out for May. You got.
Well, yeah, you said. I mean, I was going to anyway because this is the home stretch, right? I feel like that, like I at least in the past, like in 2009 particularly, and then again over the past couple months, I have found that, like, I don't know what it is about that guy, but like I just have an incredible sync rapport with Stephen Colbert, and the idea that
He's doing Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, he's going to be doing that. But
What?
you know, this idea of
he's writing a new Lord of the Rings that Peter Jackson is directing.
Oh, I heard
being
that.
able to have this sort of that should be interesting. But being able to have this sort of like daily, or it's not every day, but this kind of like quick turnaround feedback from someone that is not just someone, but someone who's has a prominent platform and is seen by many, and to like bounce syncs off of that. The fact that his platform is coming to an end in mid-May, that was part of what lit the fire under my ass to try to tell some of the stories of, just to lay out some of the context of why I went down such a rabbit hole with him back then. And also was finding like, wow, I'm way less crazy now than I was then, but the syncs with Colbert, my Colbert rapport still works great. So, I feel like I have to make the most of it in the month and a half that there is remaining. So I was going to be motivated to try to get something important said by the beginning of May anyway. And you just, you basically just,
you better.
You just let me know that I have less than zero excuse to not do that.
You better do it.
Yep. It's got to happen. All right. Well,
Wow.
let's get through it. And April, by the way, for everybody is going to be a wild month. This is insane what's happening in Aries. But once we get through that, hopefully we'll go. We'll celebrate with the Eleusinian mysteries with the Ode to Joy. Let's get that.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
We'll
see you soon. Come do a sync tank with us, and good luck to you this May. It's going to be exciting.
Do. Thanks. Thanks, guys.
I'll be watching. You all will be watching.
All right,
Wonderful.
And then
Wonderful.
Nicole Wordsmith, are you there? Can you hear us?
Hi.
Have you been watching, Anna? Did you see what just happened?
I've been kind of watching and kind of working.
So did you catch the fact that you, me, and Brian were all born under that first Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in an air sign? And you're born in Aquarius, I'm born in Gemini, and Brian's born in Libra. So we have the triplicity of air. You see what I'm saying? Very fascinating.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah, totally. So we're
today is wait, what day is it? Is it Wednesday or Thursday?
It's Jupiter's day. And where I am, we started in Jupiter's hour. But part of what our generation is all about is Jupiter supporting Saturn, because Saturn exalts in Libra, and so Jupiter was there to like help Saturn create a new era, a new idea.
Yeah.
So let's get Anna's chart back.
Okay, here you go.
So where did we leave off? Man, we went on a real journey with Linus there. Went on a real journey.
Well, you're talking about she's got Aquarian energy, but her Leo moon is something that you don't get to meet all the time. But when you do, then you're
amazing. You're amazing. I can't believe you retain this stuff. That's incredible. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just spurting nonsense. I'm making it up as I go along, and apparently Andreas is taking me seriously.
It's funny because my daughter has a Aquarius moon and she's a Leo sun, and I have a Leo moon and Aquarius. Whatever I'm trying to say we're exactly opposite.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, it's not really opposite. It's like
complementary.
It's like, complementary, because you're able to support her emotions, and she's or like rather more so like when the moon is conjunct the sun, the moon person is able to like nurture the other person's creative energy and their own spirit, and you're able to do that to each other. That's amazing. That's really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
do that really good.
well, no. Wait. But it's an opposition, right? Leo and Aquarius are opposed, so of course it's always difficult. But the opposition is what we need. It's what we don't want, but it's what we need. And so yeah, you were born under a full moon, actually pretty close to the, well, half a day away from the actual full moon. Oh man, you were born under. No, not quite an eclipse. You're coming off eclipse season when you were born. So you're not quite as potent as you.
Dang it. That makes sense.
Is there someone else who wants to come on stream? What's going on there?
Oh, that's not a real person. Don't worry.
Okay.
I just have a female motion tracking dancer. So this is how they're going to make Grand Theft Auto 6. Because they're training. See, look at that right there. That's how you. All right, that's not a real person.
Oh man. Yeah, but you're also like, you were born under like a T-square, right? Like if you see the red lines in this chart, so your sun and your moon and your Mercury, and actually Venus is roped into this, are all opposed. Okay, so it's like what you like, your Venus is like our attractions to anything, right? Like your desires, how you think, and your solar energy is all kind of like in conflict with your emotional self. With your inside. So, this is like you've got kind of a signature of like maybe being attracted to the wrong people, that's going to hurt you, and that's a complex. And especially because it's roped into this like square to Uranus, where it's like the shocking thing too is in there, right? Like whatever is not societally acceptable there's a draw to it, but it's harmful to you.
Wow. That is so spot on, Noah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just what the stars are saying, and I'm just making it up as I go along. But, yeah, I mean that's difficult, and that's one that you got to grow through. That's one that can get better with time, especially because all your stuff is Saturn ruled, and you have this potent Saturn, right? Where it's like anything Saturn related gets better with age. It's about putting your energy inwards and growing slowly. It's the turtle method, not the rabbit. It's the turtle, right? That wins the race.
Yeah.
And so like you've got this power to just get better and better as you go along, and you're in a moment now where you're about to go through your Uranus opposition. That's going to happen soon. That'll be a 2-year event of like, that really inspires you to want to do something different, quit your job, go here, like I was only here for 2 years anyways. It's an impulsive energy, which can create the change needed, but can also create a lot of chaos.
Okay. Interesting.
And in the meantime, you're about to undergo your Saturn opposition, which is that energy of like, what didn't I do in my life? What has my life amounted to? What did I fail at? What do I still want to do? And so these things happen around the same time within a 2-3 year framework where you're being goaded into changing your lifestyle, like changing, especially work related stuff. But it's interesting for you too, because you've got like your 4th house of home and then your 5th house of creativity and children are Saturn ruled. That's where Saturn rules in your chart, and you have it rising on your ascendant. So, I mean, it could very well be that you move, you decide to move where you live even, or huge changes in your family in general.
Yeah. A lot of that's already been coming up. So you're saying it's going to happen like in the next 2 years?
The pressure to do it will be in the next few years. Whether it's a good idea or not is a different question, right? It's like that pressure to make those changes is going to be there.
Okay.
Yeah. What else? And you've had Jupiter right on your midheaven too. So how's your career going? You gotten a boost to anything lately?
I mean, I have like two careers simultaneously right now. So I'm like kind of halfway. I'm with Saturn, right? I work for the law, and then the other half is like counseling. Like I do work with kids in the other job.
Right. Huh. Yeah. Well, what's interesting is actually via the drift of the constellations. While your midheaven is right in the middle of Cancer. Actually, your midheaven is right on. That's a fascinating degree. I have to dig into that for a second. what I want to say is actually your midheaven is in Gemini via the constellations, because the constellations are not where the tropical signs are. And Gemini is the twins. It's two, right? Like it's always two different things. Now, the degree of your midheaven is the degree of Jupiter's exaltation. Okay. And that's where Jupiter is one. It's actually at 15 right now, I think. It's just 1 degree off, and it's just station direct. So it's just like hanging out right on your midheaven. I mean, if you want to launch anything, it's a real good time for that for you. It's moving now. It's starting to move. But anyways, right there.
now?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was more like in the past year. It's kind of moving on, but it's still in your 10th house, right? You still have
Okay.
a lot of luck and power in what you're doing in the world.
Okay.
What's difficult is you have Saturn moving. I mean, your whole sign 7th house Saturn's in now, and it's going to actually go there via Placidus as well. It's going to mount the horizon. So the challenge for you is other people right now is actually like relationships and stuff are going to be hindered seriously. But it's like a career moment for you. You know, it's like focus on what you're doing in the world. That's your time. Now, the degree of your midheaven, I want to dig into this because this is fascinating. Okay. So it's the degree of Jupiter's exaltation. Okay. And so the ultimate exaltation, where Jupiter is at its most potent. Okay. And it's just past there. You know, we had it retrograde over it. So we had a few chances at that. It's also the degree where Sirius is. Okay. The most potent star in the sky happens to, in our lifetime, be at the place where Jupiter is at its most potent. And furthermore, the 15th degree of Cancer, which is what we see as 14, right? Because it's like 0 is 1, you know, the 15th degree of Cancer is in the Thema Mundi, which is this mythological birth chart of the world that like ancient astrologers used to use. Okay. That's the degree of the ascendant of our planet, of our realm. Okay. Was birthed with the moon rising at the degree of your midheaven. Okay. That's the identity of our world, is the energy of Cancer, of taking care of other people. So Cancer midheaven, you counsel children, you try to take care of them. And Jupiter exalts in that degree, and Jupiter just wants to take care of people. You know, it's trying to give this energy, and the moon is more moody and comes and goes and fluctuates in her light, you know, whereas Jupiter is a more stable element that exalts in Cancer because Jupiter wants to support the moon profoundly. And your moon and Jupiter are in a sextile. You know, but Saturn's there too, you know, so you have all this energy. Yeah, it's an interesting time for you. It's funny that like your ascendant, your midheaven is Brian's ascendant. Like there's just weird stuff going on with the syncs in this episode.
Huh.
Oh, I forgot to say, sorry to go back to Brian's chart, but I didn't get to go because he was talking about the pillars, and his Jaysomancy is all about like these pole shots of the twin pillars, and his lot of fortune was in Gemini. I forgot to point that out. But anyway, so we can rewind. I didn't get there. Yeah, like you've got to, and like when you got off, when you got your phone call and you had to peace out on us, I was just going over how your moon in Leo is this thing about Leo moon people. They want to be the queen in front of their families, you know, in front of their closest friends, but the rest of the world generally doesn't get to see that unless the rest of the chart really supports it. And so it's like, you know, like you're someone who's just a blast to be around once you're accepted into you, you know, once your heart accepts someone, you know, it's like you're way more. And it's funny because I commented to you about the think tank you were on, I think this week, where we saw more of who you were. Like it felt like we were hanging out with a friend instead of someone on a podcast where it was you bitching about how you think that transvestigators would think you're a man, which I think is insane. I don't see you as masculine at all. But I mean, you have masculine stuff in your chart. Your chart is very masculine. All right, you pointed that out. But you had this moment where it's like I felt like I was just with a friend, and they
very
just
powerful. Like in the Roman period, like all the warrior goddesses, right? Like Minerva or Artemis. Like it's always she's got a very warrior chart. But that's not necessarily masculine, I don't think. I mean, you know.
So you've got a morning star Venus, and there are traditions where the morning star Venus is the warrior goddess, and the evening Venus is the more beautiful evening gown, you know, luscious lady kind of vibe. I mean, I think Venus is bright enough that I think you would see it 12 degrees away from the sun. I'd have to check that. I'm not sure if Venus would have been visible the morning you were born or not. But yeah, but at any rate, when it's coming before the sun like that, that's the warrior goddess energy, the warrior version of Venus. Yeah.
I can relate. I can definitely relate to that.
I feel like you keep looking off to the side like you're about to kill someone.
No, I have like 17 petitions I have to file this afternoon, and so I'm kind of like, I'm a little bit multitasking. I'm sorry.
It's amazing you showed up to be with us though twice. That's awesome. I super appreciate that.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
no, you do awesome work. No, I'm so impressed with you. I love this.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. And I mean, it's worth noting, this is me just trying to read something in the moment. It's different than like when I give someone an astrology reading and I spend a few hours on a chart, you know, and study it and get it all worked up. That's where, you know, it gets a lot deeper. But this is just what I can kind of see as we're talking. And I mean, I know you a little bit, so
Yeah. I'm going to need to consult with you on certain things.
yeah, for sure. For sure. Anything else going on for you that you want to talk about, or?
I don't know. I should have thought about that before I came on here. Yeah, no, I'm a little bit like sick today too, so I'm not thinking well, like I'm in some sort of autoimmune flare up, and I'm puffy and achy and bloated and grumpy, and I have a bunch of fucking work to do, so I'm like probably not at my best right now.
Don't put her on full screen, Andreas. She'll get off this. I've seen this before. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Well, did you already say kind of, I mean, you kind of talked about like the things she needs to do, but you know, I like the 90-day thing or 30, like what do you, over the next 3 months or a month, what do you think your advice is?
Put her chart back up.
All right.
Chart back up. I'm just looking at like, so like, it's like Aries is what's getting lit up. Oh man. Not a good time for relationships. That's all I have to say. It's just not. Yeah. I mean, it's like for you for the next 30 days and for the next year, it's about career. You know, it's about career. Like if you're trying to boost your business, your counseling business, like or anything like that, it's a good time for that. It's a real good time for that. And then you're gonna be going through a lot of like man, what just taking a look at. But yeah, so Saturn is in your 6th house. So yeah, you're ill. You know, you're going through some. I mean, that's going to change soon, though. You know,
Wait,
Saturn.
so when will be a good time for relationships? If not the next year.
That's one that I'd have to like dig into. You know what I mean? I'd have to like actually do some research and see where. But it's also like so. So it's like to meet someone. You want to meet someone.
Is that what relationships you mean?
Well, whatever. I don't know. Is that what you're saying? Like
like you were just saying, like it's not a good time for relationships, and so
yeah, it's gonna be
like
hard.
I feel like in my life, like that's something that definitely needs to be like nurtured. Is that aspect?
Can you bring your chart back up? So your other people in your life, business partners, romantic partners, whatever, right? Friends, even friends is generally the 11th house, but so I mean, you have more capacity to be in with friends than like working one-on-one with someone. Like friend groups are better for you than like, you know, more intense one-on-one situations. It's a bit more difficult. So you've got that like it's ruled by Mars in your chart and Mars in the 5th house. So in terms of meeting people to work one-on-one with, it's like you got to meet them at on a creative level. You got to meet them on like the level of leisure. You know, it's like it's like what you're passionate about, what is fun for you, what's enjoyable for you. You have to lean into that energy. But I mean, anyone with Aries descendant, like Aries on the setting side, you bring sort of like chaotic people into your life. You bring aggressive energy into your life. You know, like you attract that. And that's a difficult thing. Now, some people with that axis on their ascendant descendant thrive on it. I don't know if you're one of these people because you're Libra ascendant. So what you want to put out into the world is peace and harmony. So some people thrive on bringing chaotic people into their lives so that they can like heal it. You know, they can like be the mediator. So that's one, especially with Jupiter and Saturn right there in your chart, that could be helpful for you, other than the fact that you also have Pluto in your 1st house. So there's also this like intensity with just your identity that makes it it could go overboard.
Okay. That was very accurate. Thank you.
But I want to say, it's not like your chart shows the capacity for partnership being cursed or something. You know, it doesn't show like it being overly difficult, like it's doable. You know what I mean? Like it's not, you're not one of these charts where you see it and you're like, I just don't think that person's going to get there, you know? Like it's doable. It's there.
Okay.
You know, it's just this season is not good. It's not the one.
But you know, usually that's the best time, I say, you know. So.
Sometimes well, if it was just Saturn, when it's just Saturn, then it's like, yeah, it's gonna be tough, but you stick through it, right? You just kind of like dig into it. But it's also Neptune, it's also Mars, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing right now for anywhere Aries is in everyone's charts. We're going through it.
Suffering is kind of, you know, romantic in and of itself. So
true enough. We'll have to reconvene in May and find out how we all got through April, because it's going to be wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only 18 days till Hitler's birthday.
Yeah, that's. I mean, in terms of like you asked, when is a good time for relationships? Man, it's a good question. I mean, next year. Just forget about it this year. Next year.
All right.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Right on. Well,
yeah.
I hope that everything goes okay this month. I don't care what he says. I'm sure that it's going to be great.
Yeah, you got to ride the wave, man. The fiery wave. A wave of fire.
Yeah.
The volcanoes are erupting, so just, you know, get out your lava-proof surfboard and hop on.
Awesome. Okay, thank you guys so much for having me on today. Thanks for doing my chart. Sorry I had to like split it up.
No, it's cool.
But yeah, good to see you both, and thank you for this.
100%.
Okay.
See you next Think Tank.
How Libran of you to balance it on either side of the episode.
Have a good one.
All right, love you guys. Bye.
Love you too.
Did you just call her a Libra? You racist? Star racist? That was Linus.
She's Libra. She's Libra.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. Libra. Yeah, that's how you present yourself. The rising sign is like the face you put under the world. Oh, we got someone else. Oh, we know we're in Kali Yuga because the sky is blue.
Nice. Can you hear us? Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
I can hear you. Yeah. Hi.
There's incredible amounts of wind right now over here.
Yes, I'll turn around. Got it.
What's up?
I'll be right back.
Do you wait? You're leaving?
I'll be right back.
Or a moment of triumph? Okay. Nice. Do you have? Does he have your chart already, or do I have to find it?
I don't know the hour and the minute I was born, so sorry.
That makes it really hard.
I looked on the birth certificate. It's not there, and I did go on one of those websites once. That I think it's around 1:30 in the morning by the description of me. At least that's what it seemed like. But and I'm out walking, so I don't know if I can type in the Efchat at the same time. Kind of bad at this. Okay, super bad at this. Should I put the birthday there, or should I try to put the birthday there?
Just you want to tell it to me, and I'll put it in for you.
Okay. It's May 23rd, and it's 1972.
And then look where at?
Orange, California.
Okay. And you said about 1:30 in the morning?
I think so.
Orange, you glad you were born in California?
Orange, I glad. Yes. Thank you.
She said she thinks she's born at 1:30 in the morning, but we don't know. So if you want me to put anything else, Noah, I'm using that.
We'll use the rough time and we'll work with it. We'll see. Oh, Astroseek is back up. Thank goodness. Peter's been going through it lately. That only means that Peter's been doing well. That just means Astroseek is way more popular than he thought,
and it's getting a lot more traffic than he expected. It's awesome. Yeah.
No, actually, Brennan on the Astrology podcast just revealed that apparently Peter thinks he's been hacked maliciously, that there's someone trying to take down his site. So that's something that I learned recently, which is upsetting. But anyways.
Wow.
Yeah.
Astrospiracy.
So, rough. We got a rough time, and your ascendant is at 1 degree of Pisces. This is so sad. We don't know.
I'm having trash right now. Yes.
What's
trash. And my life is trash right now. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Garbage.
And your Saturn is exactly conjunct my sun. So there, now you're dimming my you're making me
I'm
upset.
so sorry.
It's all right. It's all good. It's all good. Well, what we got to figure out, are you a Pisces rising or are you an Aquarius rising? How much do you know about astrology?
Not much.
Do you have a sense?
Very little.
Do you have a sense about the signs of like? I'm pretty sure you're Aquarius rising. Even just hearing a few words from you, I think your Saturn ruled more than your ruled.
I get that there's 2 of me, but seems like more.
Yeah, fair. But are you sure that you're born at around 1:30? Is that?
No.
What? No.
I just went on one of those websites and I tried to read the description of what type of person you would be.
Yeah.
It may have been the one that you're pulling up that was down earlier, but it looked like me. Like, I don't know.
Oh, so you have you have no indication of when you were born at all.
Not the time. No.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So
I know where it was.
Okay, so I instead of like, that's interesting information for me to take, but I'd rather pretend like we don't know the time at all. So
good, that's perfect.
Andreas, can you go forward by 12 hours? We'll cast
Sure.
a noon card. Okay. So this is interesting for people if you've never done this. Go to like noon. Just cast noon 23rd. You're sure it was the 23rd, right?
Oh yes, I'm sure of that.
Okay. So
the street that's not so windy. Sorry.
That's all right.
They're all bad.
So basically, if we don't know the time, then we cast the chart from noon because that catches the average of, because the moon's 12 degrees. So we want to get the moon in the middle of where it would be that day. Sorry, things just changed a lot. Is this the right chart?
Yeah, this is the noon chart, I think.
Yep.
Orange, California, and then this is the 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:30 in the morning chart. So 12 hours earlier.
We'll
This
just
is
use
the noon chart.
So we're gonna forget about the houses because we don't know, right? There's still a lot we can do. So first off, we know that your moon is Libra because it could not have in the 23rd been in Virgo. And can you move the chart up a little bit, Andreas, so I can just see the bottom? Move it up. Yeah, you can see the whole chart. Move it up. No, down. And you know what I mean? I want to see all the signs. I want to see all the signs.
What am I missing here?
Perfect. Leave it there.
That's where it was. Okay.
The outside wheel. I can't see it on my end anyways. I can't see it. It's good. We're good now. Okay, so we know for sure that your moon is in Libra, which is important. Now we have we don't have a rising sign, but we have your moon sign for sure. So inwardly, you want peace and harmony. You want to get along with people. You know, what a shocking thing to say, but some people don't, right? Some people thrive on chaos and conflict. But unfortunately, your moon, I mean, the day before, maybe 2 days before, conjunct Pluto at the end of Virgo, at the very end of its passive Virgo. It's just about to, well, it's actually retrograding back to do a little dance. But so there's this power struggle inherent in your moon, inherent in your connection to other people. And then the moon that day met Uranus, which makes it even more out of control, right? Crazier. So this is kind of baked into your chart. Now, we don't know exactly where the moon is, so we're going to kind of take it as like the whole sign of Libra is where the moon is, just to kind of cut our differences, which means that, you know, we're going to assume that it's also squaring Jupiter. It could have been squaring it very tightly. So Jupiter is trying to help out, right? It's trying to help the moon, but you have a T-square between, and you have a Venus-Mars conjunction. Okay, that's interesting. That is interesting. In Cancer, ruled by a Libra moon. Okay, so let's go back to what you said right off the bat, how you're just going through it, how life is so rough for you right now. I mean, you were born with a Sun-Saturn conjunction. So, I mean, everything you try to do in the world, every way you try to put your spirit out, there's a binding to it. There's a Saturnian hindrance on it. And what's interesting, now this is what I'll say right off the top. I want to make sure I get this right. No, that's not right. That's not right. Anyways, forget about that part. So there's a binding on your inner self. And what is going on in your life that's so difficult right now?
I have 2 kids, and they feel like they're not kids. One's 21 and one's 25. And it feels like if one is happy, the other one is miserable. And if one is miserable, the other one is happy. And I feel like I can't balance them. And we're, I don't know, there's just a lot of stuff. But I haven't been working for years, and I'm thinking I need to go back. But now I just feel like my vision has changed, and I can't see the way I used to, and so it's just super frustrating. Like I tried to get 2 different types of glasses, and it's not like my vision for my life. I have no idea what that is. It's just coming as it comes. But like I don't know. Like I really am attached to being able to see, and I feel like that's getting bound up as well. I don't know.
Well, the eyes are the luminaries in your chart, the sun and the moon, and they're both afflicted, so it is in your chart. It'd be easier to comment. It would be easier to comment on if I knew your birth time. You know what I mean? If we could.
Gosh, I wish I knew. It's just such a thing, like to get the birth certificate, and I have like the cute one, and it doesn't have any of the time on it. And if I want to go down there, it's just like everybody has to know. I can't just get it online. It's such a thing.
Go back to the other chart, Andreas.
Sorry. Yeah. So you're kind of convinced that you seem more interested in the later day chart. Like you don't see, like she was thinking that she reminded you of the first part of the day, but you feel like she's already vibing more with later day, right?
Well, because all we have is her sort of like
experience. Sorry.
Yeah, like you're having read it yourself to try and rectify, but you haven't necessarily studied astrology. So there's a lot of elements.
And she's a Gemini, so it's like you might have a vibe that I mean, one thing's for sure, you have Gemini vibes in that conversation just now talking about your children, that you feel like they're 2, that it's one's one way and one's the other way. It's like interesting because we were talking to a Libra earlier, and I feel like Gemini are often the not opposite, but maybe antithesis of the Libra. And in a lot of ways, to me, I find like the Gemini to be more balanced than the Libra is. Everyone associates the Libra with balance, but I feel like the Libra is the one who's trying to go find the craziest opinion to have everyone hear it, because they know everyone thinks different things and they want to have every different opinion on this weird idea. Whereas the balance comes from the heterodoxy or the duality or something that the Gemini experiences. And if you have this idea that you are away, sometimes with the Gemini, that could be the way you want to be more than the way you are. It's not always the case. But it could be that you're thinking like, this is the way I should be subconsciously to some extent. So I just thought it was interesting that Noah felt that way. But
well, I didn't like the description, but maybe I do want to be that way. What it turned out was it said something like, I think I'm the center of everything, and I have sort of a megalomania thing going on. And I was just like, wow, that's rough. I don't think so, but I mean, if you did, you would never know. You'd be like, yeah, that's cool. I mean, I don't know. And I really am feeling like I thought about it, and I don't know. I prayed about it. I wasn't sure. I'm really feeling like 137. It might be the time, because I don't know. I feel like I keep seeing those numbers.
This is going to be really interesting, because I know that you're going to find out sometime soon and you're going to let us know. But like, we can now wonder and speculate about it which is pretty great, you know.
So what I would do, I mean, if this wasn't just a live streaming show, what I would do would be I'd take your 137 time and I'd run transits over the angles of your chart for your entire life.
Sure.
And then
Sure.
that's how you would do a rectification. And then in like a reading, you'd go over and be like, what happened in March of like 1997? And you'd tell me, and we'd figure out if it aligns with where the angles of your chart are. But like just because we're like just talking, like I could see you as an Aquarius rising. Okay, I don't believe you're Pisces rising. Maybe you are. I don't know you well enough, right? But I could see that Aquarius rising based on that time. So maybe. But what's interesting here is you talking about, well, the site said I was a megalomaniac. I don't know if I am. Maybe I am. I wouldn't know. What's fascinating about that is that your sun is opposed Neptune. So there's this element. Look at my shirt, my Neptune shirt that I made here. There is this element of delusion about your own ego. You know, your own inner creative self. That's baked into your chart. You know, no matter what time you were born, you have this challenge of like, you'll have moments of dreams of your visions of like, this is what I could do. I could rule the world. I could do this. I could do that. And then you'll have moments where it's like, oh, I can't do anything. You know,
Right.
I can't even raise these kids to like each other. But
oh, no kidding. Oh no, I can't even raise them to be civil to each other. I can't.
But what's interesting in your chart, and again, we don't have the houses, so that's where you get really particular information about your children and about how they relate to each other. Gemini is directly correlated to the concept of the third house. Okay, if you align the houses with the zodiac, which is the house of siblings. Okay, now Gemini.
Wow.
Now you have Sun, which is generally, you know, we got the Sun right here, which can be is a positive thing in a natal chart, can be slightly malefic in various ways, but then you have the greater malefic there too, which is in the sign of siblings, right? So you have baked into your natal chart your children fighting and not liking each other. Fascinating.
That sounds exactly right. Yeah.
But here's the thing: your moon is in a trine in Libra, is in a trine to that Sun Saturn thing that you have going on. So you are the cure to your children. You can still do that. You can still be the binding force that keeps them from hating each other, because in the end, we all need our siblings. It's a powerful thing. You know, our parents aren't around forever, you know, and in the end, who's gonna take care of you other than, you know, your close family? Or, you know, some people are good at creating an outer friend group that functions as a family. So I'm not trying to deride that. But I mean, you know what I mean?
Oh, no worries. Yeah, I hear you.
Like as a mother, it's in your chart to support that, you know. But also, you know, baked into it is that Neptune. That's how do you do it? You know, what works? What's the function?
Okay.
And then, yeah. And then you've got that push-pull of a Mars-Venus conjunction in Cancer. I mean, you know, Cancer is the sign of the mother. And how do we relate to that? Man. Because so the first decan of Cancer, where your Venus is a Venus decan. It's Venus moon. Lovely decan of like shared partnership and mutual nurturing and stuff. But you have Mars there too, and Mars is nasty in Cancer. Mars doesn't fit in Cancer. It's the wrong energy. It's in fall. So how in terms of partnership and how has that been for you? Obviously, everything when it comes to like one-on-one partnership is difficult for you, right? Like it's always been a challenge.
Oh, that's really rough. I really do actually well one-on-one. I don't do well in a group. I have a spouse, a longtime spouse, very settled. I don't want anything to change.
Good. Well, then there you go. Because first off, I don't have your houses, so I can't be as specific about it. I'm trying to see what I can see without, you know, half the chart there.
Yeah.
But that's good.
I'm not changing anything there. Not at all. No.
Very good. So, I mean, what we can say there.
Yay.
One positive manifestation of Venus and Mars together, although it can be very difficult, is the idea of like the energy of getting what Venus wants, because Venus is the desire factor and Mars is the going out and getting it, is that it can manifest as like you're able to get what you want. So,
right.
I mean, So given the significations of that decan, clearly you've done that. You're living the higher element of Mars, Venus in Cancer. So okay, that's good. So you're with your husband. It's all good. The problem is the children. Okay, now we're focusing in. Now that I know that, okay. And what's in
Are they the problem? I don't know. They're just an illustration of whatever is whatever is the jumble inside of me, I guess. I'm projecting out all this, like, I don't know, washed up trash, it feels like.
why do you say washed up trash? Like what's
Oh my gosh. Well, one of my kids, when they were little, they cried every day when it was time to go to school, and so I ended up medicating them, and then we still ended up quitting school for him, and so he's 21 now. And anyway, I just don't know what kind of future he's going to have, because he's like one of those, like, I don't know, from the 1800s, like great education, but he sounds like a college person. I mean, it's not like he's not intelligent. He's like super intelligent. It's just like, what's his future? He's also super, like, let's see, housebound. That's the good word. Hikikomori. The Japanese word for. But anyway, the other one, I thought he was, better off, but he still just seems like he's got some unstableness, and it's just I've got my own unstableness, but I feel like it's all reflected back right now. Like, all my unstableness I see in them. All my, like, worries and anxieties and anyway, I feel like they're reflecting it all back, of course, and of course they are. I just don't know how to, like, have a positive outcome.
I mean, I feel like looking at your son's chart would be more helpful than looking at your chart, because we don't have the houses. But gets into like a slightly sticky.
Well, we could do that sometime,
right, and then I'm not home, so I don't have that. And if I were, it would, like I said, it would be weird.
Can you go back? Yeah, exactly. It's ethically sticky. Andreas, can you go back to the chart? Yeah, thank you.
The 1:30 a.m. Okay.
I mean, yeah, but you could be Pisces rising too. You could. It's hard for me to know, right? It's hard to work with a chart like that. I just want to kind of see, because you would have. So what's interesting about this chart?
I'm so sorry.
No, it's yeah. How dare you not be conscious at your birth and write it down as you were being born? How dare you?
Really? Oh, I'm sure I've been accused of not being conscious at my birth before. That's everything I've been accused of.
That is, man. I had last summer. I was having a conversation with my mom and my grandma, who's 102. She's about to be 102, and we were trying to figure out, because she has this memory of my mom being born when the whistle would blow. They used to have a whistle at like lunchtime. And I was like asking, was it the beginning of lunchtime or the end of lunchtime? She was like, well, I don't know, Noah. I was a little busy at the moment.
It's probably the beginning. If she remembers it being lunchtime, she was probably still hungry.
No, I've verified that. Believe me, I know it's the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for more confirmation. We've got our psychic time analyst in Nias here. What's fascinating about this chart that you believe you are, and I'm with you. It probably is. I just don't want to say too much because I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, there's that little bit of like uncertainty. What's fascinating about this chart is that Venus-Mars conjunction is right on your 5th house of children. So that, like, this is what I want, but there's this challenge with Mars there is highlighted if this is your real chart.
No, that seems right.
Fascinating. Yeah. And then also, like I said, like your moon, which is the capacity to be a mother, has been with Pluto. Pluto's in another sign, but still is kind of carrying that energy because it's the anaretic sign, the anaretic degree. And then moving to Uranus. So your moon is in a difficult spot. Your ability to nurture is confounded in your chart. It is. But you know that Venus-Mars conjunction is also opposed Jupiter. Jupiter in its own decan in Capricorn. So that even though it's an opposition, the Jupiter is kind of, and it's also squaring your moon. So it's like you have the capacity to do this to help your children. And I understand what you're saying about your son who's stuck in the house and not doing anything. Like he doesn't have a job.
No, he only has one set of clothes. I can't get him a second pair of shoes because the ones that he likes, they don't make the way they used to.
So he's autistic.
He's something.
Yeah, like I mean,
like we went to this thing called Brain Highways because he's not specifically autistic, but he has sensory issues.
Yeah.
You know, this feels too much. This feels too little. This is touching me. It's, you know, I don't know. Just things that.
Does he go out for walks? Does he leave the house to
No.
go for a walk?
No.
Are you able to like convince him that he needs to just go for a walk with you every day? I mean, that's a step.
I cannot convince him of anything. No.
Is he Taurus? Is he a Taurus?
No. What is he? He's March 30. I have no idea.
Oh, he's Aries. He's Aries.
Yeah, I can't convince him of anything.
Probably has Venus in Taurus and Mercury, maybe Mercury.
He has to choose. Yeah. He for sure has to choose whatever it is he's going to do. I got that. At least I know that.
Yeah.
But it's just frustrating to watch.
Listen, you see us here. Send me a message. Find his birth chart, and we'll do it off air. I'll help you out, okay? Because I feel for you. I understand. I want to help, but I need his chart, and I can help if I get his chart, and I'll.
Well, that's kind.
Well, I feel for I don't know, man. It hits me. I understand what you're going through.
Are you in California right now, or where are you at?
Oh yeah, California.
Cool.
I forgot. I have 10 feet of snow outside my house. I no longer have any sympathy for you. How dare you? I need to go shovel. I have to go shovel snow.
It's a sunny, beautiful day.
Not even with the chemtrails? No?
No, you know what? The
chemtrails today.
You know what? The chemtrails backed off this winter for about 5 years. The second the fall equinox hits, they chem the sky. They cover up the sun so that they get just as miserable and dreary. Even my houseplants were dying and stuff. And this is the first year that the second that because if you think about it, if they're trying to fake global warming, then if you cover up the sun in the winter, okay, you increase the amount of heat because it dissipates at night if there's no cloud cover. And if you chem up the sky in the summer, then you decrease the heat. So in my region, they spray insanely the second the fall equinox hits. I swear to God, on the fall equinox, I see the whole sky starts streaking up, and it's like that the entire winter. This is the first winter in years that there's been sun, and I don't know what changed, but the program changed for sure. So,
well, Florida tried to outlaw it, but yeah, I don't know. Around here, it seems weird. It seems like they spray the sky, and now it's raining once a week.
Yeah.
Once every 2 weeks, and it's not normal. I think they're trying to pump for a big fire. That's what I think. Get everything growing so that they can get a nice big wildfire everywhere and just burn it all down.
California could use that.
Well, yes and no. There's some people there that might not want to be burned down, but there's a lot of infrastructure that won't disappear. So
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you have Saturn with your son because you're so optimistic. It's really weird.
Right. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, please get at me, okay? And I'll do that for you. I feel really good.
Okay, so what do I put it in the F chat when I get home?
Yeah, put in the F chat. Also, you can reach out directly to Facing North Astrology, which is his website and his x.com.
But now we're gonna find out if Andreas is a human or not. Does it work? Is it gonna work?
It won't let me in.
He's AI. That's why it won't let him AI.
I used AI to get in there though, so that's the
yeah. You can join my Patreon if you want. I'll do it through that, or you can reach out to me on X or Facebook or wherever. I have a Facebook group, Facing North.
I
wherever.
don't have a Facebook. No.
Okay,
Good.
or X.
Facebook's gross. Don't do it. I don't
Dumped
know
my
why.
Facebook.
Why would he even recommend it? It's terrible. But Noah Campbell, you can see right
Oh.
here. If you go back and check, you can find Noah Campbell is Foul Pup, face FOWL.
Foul pulp.
Foul pulp,
It's
and
obsolete, my name. But at any rate, or Facing North Astrology.
yeah, but you can put it all in the Efchat at Xirtus. I'm gonna put the links right there so you can find them easily. Here's the Facing North Astrology from Patreon or whatever. That's also there. They're all available in the Xirtus Efchat. So yeah, thank you for being here. We'll talk to you soon.
Can you pop her chart up again? Just 1 second.
Sure.
I just
I
want
mean,
to.
can I? Where'd her chart go?
Oh well, if it's gone, it's gone.
No, I have it. I'm sorry. Oh, this one or this one?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
I just want to take a look. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I just wanted to see it for a second.
Okay. You weirdo.
We'll help you out. We'll help you out off screen.
Cool.
Oh,
All right.
super.
Thanks for being
All right.
here. We'll do it again soon. And everybody,
Nice
come
to
back
meet you.
next week. We'll do another episode and we'll get further into this. And I'm glad you're here. I think it's been a good series so
Thanks a
far.
lot.
Take care.